Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the GTech M1S FDM 3D printer. Let's get into it. So first things first, let's kind of go over the specs of the machine. And as you guys can see, it is a very small 3D printer, literally no bigger than a standard size sheet of printer paper. This machine stands at about a foot tall and about 8 inches deep and wide, which is great if you want to get into 3D printing and you don't have a huge amount of space. This printer is the perfect size, but this small size also comes with a small build volume. Only being at around 4 inches cubed, this is all you're going to be able to print on, which is actually so cool, and I kind of like just like how small this printer is and how unique it is compared to all the other printers in the market right now. This build plate is extremely tiny. Just to compare the two, this is the build plate from the Bambu Labs A1 Mini, and this is the GTech M1S. And as you can see, it's about a quarter of the size of the A1 Mini's build plate, which is so crazy to think that this machine is actually that much smaller than the A1 Mini, because I remember when I first got the A1 Mini thinking that the build plate was really small considering all of the other size 3D printers that I have. But yeah, this one just beat it by tenfold. The print speed on the M1S is around 60 to 80 millimeters a second, depending on how fast you're printing. The main two materials that you're going to be able to use on the M1S is PLA and TPU, which are the only two specific options for this printer, as it is not a fully enclosed 3D printer technically. It does have an enclosure, but it's not a full enclosure with doors and the entire thing being completely sealed off. It is more on the side of like a bed slinger 3D printer than a fully enclosed 3D printer. But enough talking about it, let's go ahead and jump into the unboxing of this machine, as well as going over all the test prints that I made on the M1S. First things first, let's go ahead and pop open the box. And the first thing that you're gonna find inside is, of course, the user manual and the quick start guide, which will show you how to set up the machine and use the app. After that, we have the power cable. And here's the test filament, and they actually give you a tricolor silk PLA, which is really unique, and I've never had that in a brand new printer, so that is awesome. Then here's all the tools and the USB and the SD card that you're going to use to set up the machine, maintenance it, and use the files. This is the power supply, which is an external power supply for this printer, which is really nice. The spool holder that can hold up to 500-gram rolls of filament. And the Bowden tube that will lead the filament to the printer's extruder. After that, let's go ahead and take off the plastic wrap around the printer and remove all of the foam that is holding all of the pieces in place. From there, go ahead and grab a pair of scissors and cut off the zip ties holding the extruder assembly and the Z-axis in place. Next up, to install the PTFE tube, go ahead and insert it into the coupler on the outside of the machine and insert it into the top of the extruder assembly. To install the spool holder, just insert the spool holder into the left side of the machine and turn it counterclockwise until it locks into place. Plug in the AC power cord into the left side of the machine and connect it to the power supply and connect it to a wall outlet. Once you've turned on the machine, it will look just like this. It has a nice bright LED on the inside of the machine so you can see what's going on whenever you are printing. And for anybody who's a beginner out there, the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that your machine is calibrated. So just go ahead and do an auto level. This will help ensure that your print is even throughout the entire build plate. You can then insert the SD card into the top of the machine, and as you guys can see, they have a ton of test files on this card already, which is surprising because I've never seen any printer come with this many test files already installed into the machine basically. So it was pretty nice to see this, and gives you a lot of options to see what you can make with a 3D printer. So I went ahead and loaded the machine with the sample filament and went ahead and ran a benchy, and as you guys can see, first time printing, the build plate adhesion was perfect, leveled perfectly, and this is the first benchy on the M1S. It came out really good. Little bit of stringing inside of the middle of the boat, but that's okay. Next up, I used this really cool multicolor silk PLA to print off the 1 kilogram roll of filament spool holder, so that way I can use different types of filaments when I'm testing out the GTech M1S, which will give you a much broader option of filaments to use on this printer. For some reason, whenever I took out the filament, it always left a sharp point, so that's just something to note. So then I printed off this sailboat, which I found off of the GTech app, with their navy matte PLA, and once again a little bit of stringing between the sails, and that just happens whenever you are 3D printing. Sometimes you get a little bit of fuzz here and there, but that is always something that eventually goes away or might just be caused from the filament itself. And then I printed off this cat, and I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to remove the supports on these prints. They came out flawless. All of the supports were super simple to remove, and I was really impressed with how well the adhesion from the supports to the model were coming off. And I am genuinely impressed with how good these prints are coming off straight off of an app instead of using a slicer with a downloaded file. I then loaded in GTech's clear red TPU, which is a really cool filament. And basically what TPU is it's basically like a rubber sort of filament. And just to show you guys how it looks, you can literally squish these prints. They're literally like flexible 3D prints. So if you've never used TPU, I highly recommend it, especially with this printer. These prints come off really, really cool. And they can make great toys for young ones, or even if you're a kid trying to get into 3D printing, you can make all sorts of different stuff with different materials. Okay, so now that you know and I've seen everything about the GTech M1S, let's just go over why you would want to buy this 3D printer compared to any other 3D printer on the market right now. Mainly, this machine is geared towards very early on beginners of the hobby, or maybe if you have some young ones that want to get into 3D printing. This machine is very user-friendly. Everything that you need to know is laid out perfectly on the user manual and on the machine itself. And all of the 3D prints that you can do on this thing are directly from the GTech app. So you don't even need to have a separate computer. You don't need to know how to slice. You don't need to know how to model. Everything that you are going to need for this printer is in the printer itself or on your GTech app on your phone. All you have to do is scroll through the app, look through the model library, click on a model, and then just hit print, and it's going straight to the printer. And the price currently is $199 USD, which is a very budget price for an FDM 3D printer. And like I said, this machine is definitely made more for the very early on beginners, young folks trying to get into 3D printing, or maybe just learn how the science and physical part of 3D printing works. Or if you just want a smaller 3D printer for a section on your desktop, because it is smaller than most desktop computers, this printer was made for that type of hobbyist. However, if you are very advanced in 3D printing and consider yourself a veteran, or just have a ton of other 3D printers that you're working on building a farm out of, I wouldn't exactly recommend this printer for you, just because it does have a slower print speed. The build volume is very small, and the fact that you can't really print anything outside of the model library, as this doesn't have a proper slicer. I wouldn't recommend this printer for that sort of hobbyist. I want to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. And if you guys would like to join the channel, go ahead and click that join button down below. Thank you to GTech for sending out the M1S and these 2 rolls of filament. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions on the GTech M1S down below in the comments. And if you did enjoy the video, leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more 3D printing content. And I'll see you all in the next video.